I got to say, that is a beautiful piece right here behind us, the centerpiece. 1,000 Cranes, this was the original. The original. So is the original one that you just keeping for yourself, or is it for sale?
Pretty much.
Okay.
No, I haven't ever offered it for sale.
Okay.
It's hanging on the wall in my home as a reminder and a memento. So
nice.
I have folded probably 7 or 8 additional 1,000 Crane pieces in the meantime, but this is the first one.
That's the one. Okay. Yeah. And so where does that name come from? I know that has something to do with Japanese culture, origami.
Yeah, it's and kind of Asian culture in general. I think there's some Chinese heritage as well. But the idea of folding 1,000 cranes is something that brings you, the folder, a blessing. Or you can make a wish if you finish folding 1,000 cranes. Cranes represent wisdom and knowledge and longevity. And then more recently, right after World War II, there was a young woman in Japan who had leukemia as a result of radiation poisoning, and she decided that she wanted to fold 1,000 cranes before she died. And she did. And it's become, folding 1,000 cranes more recently has become a symbol of peace. Okay. And so often you'll see campaigns for, people fold 1,000 cranes for peace. So it's got that added modern context of praying for peace.
Okay. All right. So it's something that centers you, makes you stop, contemplate.
Yeah.
You use the word prayer. So it's meditation, it's prayer, it's putting your energy into something that isn't worrying about what people are saying about me on Facebook, right? That sort of thing.
Yeah, no, it is. I characterize it almost as, each crane is just a little bit of a prayer, and I fold pretty constantly. Okay. I almost always have little squares of paper in my pocket, in my bag. I'm almost always folding a crane or something.
Okay. Cool. So you say that you're almost always folding something. Where did this come from? Is it something you've always been doing, or is it something you picked up later in life? What made you decide you want to start folding paper?
It was a pretty specific event. So I just New Year's Eve day on 2019. We had some stuff going on in the family, and I realized that it was going to be a tough year, and I just decided, all right, I'm going to fold 1,000 cranes this year. It was one little tiny thing that I could hang on to. I actually had to go back and look up on YouTube again how to fold cranes.
Sorry to interrupt, but you'd done origami before then?
I had,
folding paper?
but it wasn't something I did regularly. Okay. I mean, I had to go look up how to do it again.
Gotcha.
And I'm not really quite sure what the inspiration was.
Okay.
I will say that the cranes are all folded. They're folding out of the backing paper of feminine sanitary pads.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Well,
they're beautiful.
I just thought the paper was beautiful, and you can see that, if you look close, there's a little C for carefree on them. So it was it's very much kind of a motherhood, feminist kind of orientation towards integrated into the idea of the cranes.
Okay. Cool. And so you just took it on as a project to keep your mind focused on getting through whatever you're going through.
Right.
That doesn't seem very long ago. I mean, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
It's not that long ago.
It seems like, wow, you went from just folding 1,000 cranes to full-time gig.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it full-time. It's not full-time. I mean, I have a lot of other philanthropic activities and family responsibilities that kind of keep me busy. But yeah, it became something that I was doing every day. And 2019, that was right as COVID was starting, and so I had a lot of Zoom meetings, and a little 2-inch square of paper you can fold underneath the camera of a Zoom meeting, and nobody knows what you're doing. And I was towards the end of my professional career, and I was sitting in a lot of long meetings, and I found that folding, keeping my hands busy, helped me concentrate in the meetings as well. And so I'd sit there and fold during negotiation sessions.
Okay.
And nobody really knew what I was doing. It's small, it just looks like I'm fiddling with something, and then they turn around and say, what are you making there?
Right. So a couple things come to mind then when I'm thinking about you folding. I'm sure you get this question a lot in your booth. Does it hurt your hands? Do your hands hurt from folding? No?
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt my hands, and I've never actually gotten a paper cut.
Amen. All right.
So that's been good. I've cut myself with pliers trying to cut the little wires, but not a paper cut,
Okay.
which is funny.
Okay. So you started, what made you decide you wanted to put them into art pieces, like make artwork out of it? I mean, I guess it is artwork itself. Origami is an art craft, right?
But what do you do with it?
What do you do with it?
And typically in Japanese culture, the 1,000 cranes are strung together in something that's called senbazuru. So it's a clump of 1,000 cranes that are often left as an offering at a temple.
Okay.
And so you'll walk by temples in Japan and see these clusters of very brightly colored 1,000 cranes. I started by just gluing them on the canvas. I thought, I'm going to put it on the wall. But then I figured out that 1,000 cranes don't fit on one canvas.
Yeah, right.
So then I started going out, and what I ended up doing is creating little wire stems that I glued the cranes onto. So they're about 3 layers of cranes, and that's kind of what gives it its depth.
That 3D look.
Yeah.
That's what's really cool about it. It's,
Yeah.
it has depth to it. It's not just
Yeah.
flat. So in the beginning they were flat. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the first layer, you can get about 500 cranes on one layer of canvas, and then you start building out.
Okay. Cool.
So that was, and then when I got it done, I just, this is the second time I've framed it. I've had it framed a couple of different times.
Okay.
So.
And you do a lot of crane pieces. In fact, one of my favorite ones, looking through your portfolio, is it's called 1449 Blessings, 1,449 Blessings.
Yeah.
The black and blue heart with all the flying cranes coming out of it. And we'll show pictures of it here, but it's like it's flying away almost. It's kind of going off into the ether.
Right. Those are actually butterflies.
Oh, butterflies. Oh, okay.
Well, most of the time I do cranes, but that
My bad.
No, that was a commission for a dear friend.
Oh, okay.
And she wanted butterflies, not cranes, and she chose the colors of blue. And so then she had it's set over a fireplace. So it's probably one of the biggest pieces I've ever done.
There's that gradient too. The blue gradient changes, it goes to black.
Yeah.
And it's kind of disappearing. Yeah, butterflies, of course. What was I thinking?
Especially from a distance, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Do you have paper sitting around that you just use to fold this sort of thing, cranes and butterflies or whatever it is? And is there a specific paper that you use? I mean, you use something specific for this, but I see this one over here behind you looks like a book.
These are dictionary pages.
Dictionary pages, okay.
Yeah. Like Wendy Moreland.
Yeah.
Yes, I have paper all over
everywhere,
all over the place.
Paper fanatics.
Yes,
right?
yes. But I tend to use a lot of upcycled paper. I tend to repurpose things, so I'll use dictionary pages. This I've already explained. The piece that I've probably been working on the longest is made out of tea bags.
Oh wow!
I'm almost done. I have 122 more cranes to fold, but that one is the tea bags. They're used.
They are used.
Yeah,
okay, that was my
used.
next question.
They've been dipped in hot water, and then I let them dry and empty them. And then in order to fold them, I actually have to iron them and starch them.
Wow.
And then cut them into squares. And that's the other thing about all of these is because I'm upcycling paper, I have to cut the paper into 2-inch squares. It's not something that I can necessarily buy.
Yeah.
Pre-prepared.
Especially with the tea bags.
The tea bags are a challenge. I've been working on that one for about 5 years.
Wow.
So
you're probably one of the only people in the world who irons tea bags.
yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty unique.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you're just constantly folding stuff, and then do you fold with a project in mind? Obviously, that one you do, right? You have a project in mind, but do you just do it just to do it sometimes, so you have things ready to go when you need them as well?
Yeah, kind of a mix. I usually have multiple projects going, so I usually have things that I'm jumping in between. But yes, in my little bag of crane paper that I carry with me, there's always something extra to, with pretty colors, or my grandchildren like to use watercolor pens on mulberry paper, so I'll because it blends really beautifully when you use water on it. And so I'll cut out little squares of white mulberry paper and have them painted,
cool.
And then I'll fold those into cranes.
Right. So they're getting to participate in the creativity.
Yes. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. Thing you can do with the family.
Yeah.
So well, let me ask, how did you get introduced to origami in the first place? Is it something you just picked up on your own, or did someone teach you? Or
I think it was actually my daughter. My youngest daughter was folding origami cranes like out of gum wrappers or candy wrappers, and she'd bring home a little tiny crane and hand it to me.
Okay.
And I think she probably was my inspiration for folding it the first time.
Okay, so you saw her doing it and you thought,
yeah,
why does she get to have all the fun, right?
It was something that sometimes there's one moment or one element that's just purely instinctive. I really can't. I don't really know what the inspiration was in that moment to do cranes. And I don't really know what the inspiration was to use the paper that I did. It was it sort of was one of those inspirations
just
that
happened.
Came out of nowhere and seemed like the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, time and place. So much of life is that, right? We just happen to be at this place at this time, and this thing happens, and then before you know it, you're spending all your time folding paper.
Right. Well, and I think also it was something that was small. It was inobtrusive, and it was inexpensive. I didn't have to buy any supplies. It was something I had, and so I could do something creative without having to kind of go make this huge investment in supplies or time, and I could take it with me. So it was kind of a small thing, and so the fact that something quite small turns into something bigger is also
much bigger,
kind of appealing.
Yeah. And so does your daughter still do paper folding too, or
no?
Okay.
No, it was just one of those things. She still feeds me ideas, though.
Okay.
She was the one who fed me the idea for crystallizing books.
Right. Okay.
So we're dropping the books into it's borax.
Borax. Okay.
And it's kind of like what kindergartners do when they have the little pipe cleaners. They dip it in the solution with borax and then let it crystallize, and the crystals grow and they look like snowflakes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I do that to books.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get into that, because you can't talk about Julie Mahler's work without talking about the books, because that's where you really got my attention the first time. And again, I know you from here, the Artist Gallery in the Woodlands, also the First Saturday Arts Market in Houston. Shout outs to Julie and Mitch, both. We have a piece behind us here, and we'll show pictures of some of your other things. This is one of those things where I love art where I look at it and I don't know what is going on. Like, what is happening here? What are you doing? Is it carving? Is it folding? Is it etching? Is it cutting? I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. And so you make art out of book pages.
Yes.
Or books themselves.
They're
full
books.
books.
They're full bound books. I usually source my books at Goodwill or estate sales or people are clearing out their shelves and they, leave the books on my front porch because they just want to get rid of them.
And they know you'll take them.
Yes, they know I'll do something with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one was from an estate sale. The book art started while I was folding cranes. I decided it seemed very, naughty, I guess, to fold a book.
Oh,
Ooh, you're not supposed to
breaking the
damage
rules.
books. Yes,
Yeah.
it was kind of.
You must have had a librarian in your life who was very tisk.
Very. The first one I folded all those pages of the book the same way, and it comes out looking very sculptural, and that sculptural shape really appealed to me in the way it transformed the way the book looked. And then I started seeing things on social media where you can, you'll see people do books for weddings or birthday presents that have got someone's name carved into the front, and I wanted to try doing that and did it and had fun with it. It's very much the same kind of patience. It's meticulous and detailed and repetitive, which for me is very soothing and relaxing.
Yeah.
And I very quickly decided, okay, I really like doing the books, but I really want to make my own patterns. I really want to make my own designs and decide what I'm going to put in the book. And so that's where I started. There's computer software that you can get to design the books, but they're all done one page at a time.
One page at a time.
Yeah,
okay. And so it is actually, it's just folding. You're not cutting
there's
anything?
Scissors. Well, there's scissors.
There are scissors, okay.
Yeah, well, this one has got scissors.
Okay.
I brought another one with me that's folded only, but...
Okay. And we'll show pictures of different ones.
It's a ruler, a pencil, and a pair of scissors.
Okay.
And it's one page at a time, and I generate the pattern from the design that I want, and then go through each page, and you mark down. I mark the measurements, and then go in and either cut or fold at those measurements.
Okay. All right, so there is a plan and a method to it. It's not like you just herky-jerky, like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, that's the more the abstract pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it with an abstract piece, but for something like that, there's a plan.
Yeah, because you're usually cutting designs or shaping designs, however you want to say it, whatever verb you want to use, into the book pages. And there's one of my favorite ones was the peacock. Just because I love peacock's feathers, and when I see the birds, it's just like they're just so proud and happy and colorful. And you brought that out in just the bland pages of a book. There is no color that I could tell.
No.
It's just the book.
Yeah.
But it still had that grandiose feel to it. You did the Houston graffiti one with the Be Someone.
Be Someone.
Typical, like, Houston skyline. Yeah, and you have a whole page on your website where there's names and logos.
Right.
So it seems like it would be really, like, people would love to have that, right?
Yeah.
People love having their name in a book.
They do. They do. And I do a lot of commission work where people reach out and say, oh, hey, can you do X?
And so do they tell you the books too? I mean, I would think that the book would have some meaning in the project itself as well.
It depends. Right? The problem is the book has to be a certain number of pages and has to be a certain quality of paper, and it's usually better if it's hardbound. So if the book they want it done in doesn't work well for the pattern that they want, I have to kind of come up with a compromise. And I've done that. I had someone wanted a Leo zodiac sign in a book about Seattle. And I ended up just using a book that was appropriate for the pattern, and then finding a map of Seattle and covered the book in the map of Seattle.
That's cool, because it's not like people are going to read the book, right?
No, they're looking for the cover. They're
the cover.
And so covering the book with the map was a good compromise.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, it's when you see it, it's like the book is just as much a part of the artwork as the design is to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see how a hardbound, like bold color might work better in terms of enveloping the image itself.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you see it and you start to get all kinds of ideas. I have all kinds of ideas. I just have no idea how to do any of it.
Yeah.
So you have to take into account how many pages are there and the size of it and all that.
Yeah.
And then you can spit out a design. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like it's running a vertical. I don't think the programming is that complicated. You've got a black and white image and it's running a vertical line and pulling off the intersection points of the vertical line through that image. And, you know, there are as many vertical lines as there are pages in the book.
I see.
And you know, the way you can vary it so that it's centered within the book, vertically on the face of the books.
Is there one? Are there things that are harder to do than others? I did see one portrait of a person's face. That seemed like that would be really hard to do.
Yeah.
You have to really work with the shadow shapes. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Just based on that example, and so. I would think that would be harder.
It is. It is. Well, the thing that was harder for that, and I think it's gotten easier with time, it's actually the photo editing, because you have to really clean up the photo in order to get the contrasts of the dark and the light.
Right.
And so for that one, I spent a lot of time editing the photo itself, which is not my strong suit. I am not a photo editor.
Yeah.
But the newer software does a much better job of working with the photographs so that you don't have to do as much editing.
Pulling it out, yeah. It's like really good painting, portrait painting, like John Singer Sargent painting, is really just using the shadow shapes. So as long as you can get those detailed, then everything else will follow. That's cool. Talking about your work in general, 3 different things you talk about: resilience, finding beauty, and a sense of whimsy. So I want you to unpack that a little bit. What is the resilience part? I heard a little bit of that in the Thousand Cranes story.
Right. And that's it. A lot of it is there. And I think for probably a huge number of the artists that you've interviewed, creating our artwork is almost therapeutic. It's a huge part of how we maintain our psychological balance, our perspective on the world.
If we didn't have the artwork, we'd have a lot of crazy people running around, or pin up energy used in other places, probably.
Right. Yeah. So, and this is my 2nd or 3rd career. I've got grandchildren. I've seen my share of things. We don't. None of us gets through life without baggage.
No.
And so.
And if they say they do, they're lying to you.
Yeah. So a lot of it is around how do you view that baggage? And I don't know. This is hidden meanings. The cranes are out of dictionary pages, so they're words essentially. Couched as cranes that are flying from behind a curtain. And so how many times do we encounter hidden meanings on a daily basis, whether it's in something that we're reading or in something that someone's saying? What's the hidden meaning behind those words?
Yeah.
And so that's part of what's in that piece.
Cool. Did you use particular words out of the dictionary, or just random?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, and I think I've got 180 cranes on the page. So in Judaism, 18 is the same as the word chai, which means life. And so we will often do things in denominations of 18. We'll give gifts. We'll give a bar mitzvah student, a gift in $18 or $36, or do things in multiples of 18.
Okay.
Because that's a multiple of chai, or a multiple of life, and it's blessings.
Doubling up, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
so quite often in my crane pieces, the number of cranes is also a multiple of chai.
Okay.
And so that would be 10 times.
Right on.
So
So all of you out there who want a counting
Yes.
excursion when you find Julie's work,
check and
counting
see how
them
many
off.
guys.
like it.
Yeah,
And-
usually I try and actually write it down so
I was
that I
saying,
won't forget.
How do you keep track? I was saying you have to keep them
Yeah.
organized.
Yeah.
And so I also see through that sort of thing, you're finding beauty in everyday things, right?
Right.
Dictionaries. How many people find beauty in a dictionary?
Yeah.
Or sanitary
Right.
napkin paper,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like what is, it's not conventional, but I in just the books in general, right?
Yeah.
Repurposed books, that means that they're books that people have thrown out,
Right.
don't want anymore.
Right.
There's beauty in that,
Yeah.
and you find it. That's your job,
Yeah.
and you highlight it,
Yeah.
right? How about the sense of whimsy? I feel a lot of that in your work too.
Yeah. Well, there's a sense of humor, sense of fun. I mean, also, just on the surface of it, it's really kind of funny.
It is
and
funny.
strange and weird. Why would you do?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
would
it's
you
pretty.
do that?
It's pretty
It is
too,
pretty.
and it makes me feel weird saying that now that I know what it is.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know that,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know.
So yeah, it's okay to think something's funny. It's
Right.
okay to find the humor in it, because that's another way that we survive.
Yeah, amen. I
So.
mean, we need to laugh. We take ourselves very seriously
Yeah.
sometimes. And artists especially, we have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
So how do you, I know a lot of artists, I've had this discussion many times now in speaking with people, in that you have to allow yourself to make mistakes, play, not be your own worst critic. How do you do that in something like this, in paper folding or book folding, where you have to be precise, it seems? How do you find improvisation and playfulness in that process?
Yeah. So this is part of, this is kind of my second or third career. And so that is all of what I do with my art. It's all improvisation and fun, and there are no one else's rules. I spent a career in the big corporate world, and I spent a career following other people's rules, dressing the way people thought I should dress, saying the kinds of things people thought I should say. And this is the one place where I rule. This is this is probably the only place in my life where I have complete control, and I don't worry about mistakes in it. It's not nearly as precise as it looks, and if I make a mistake, it can be fixed. Even folding the books, it can be fixed.
Okay.
Or if I don't like it, I'll throw it out. I'll repurpose things into something else. If I've made a 1,000 crane piece, it was in a triptych, and only one of the canvases sold. So I had 2 canvases with a total of like 660 cranes, and the third canvas was gone. So I ripped them all off the canvas and recreated a new piece and added another 330 cranes. So now for my artwork and for this phase of my life, most things can be fixed.
Yeah,
Most things can be repaired or remolded or reshaped into something that's better. And so that's the one freedom I've given myself.
Yeah, well, it sounds too like you are very free in that you're not worrying about making mistakes, or you're not worried about being super precise. That may be my own bias you know, interjecting, because I am that way for myself, especially when you're doing things like portraits. You feel like you got to get it perfect, otherwise they won't like it, and like you worry, you know, you get in your head about that.
Right.
And sometimes I have to be reminded just to get in there and just make a mess, and who cares if
Enjoy
it's good
it.
or bad.
Yeah.
So that's refreshing to hear that your whole practice is that.
Yeah.
I think that's very freeing. We could all learn something from that. So the moral of the story is don't care. No, I'm just kidding. You can care.
Trust I think more to the point is trust yourself.
Yeah.
And trust your own opinion. I just had this conversation with a young friend a day or two ago. You hit a certain point in your life where you start to realize that, you know, you can trust your own opinion. Maybe more than you can trust anybody else's. And particularly around your art.
Yeah.
You know what you like to do, and you know where you have strengths or weaknesses. So that's not to say I don't have, you know, a huge imposter syndrome sitting here with all of these other gorgeous pieces of work around. You know, the fact that you'd be willing to talk with me and talk about my work as art is astounding to me.
Yeah.
But
well, I think it's great too, especially hearing that you really just started doing this in 2019.
Yeah.
So you're only 7 years in, and you're already, you know, doing it. Right? You're at shows, you're doing gallery shows, you're doing markets, festivals, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you made it.
Thank you.
You're doing great. You're doing
Thank
great.
you.
Also, the other thing, just having that conversation reminds me of is that it wasn't until I was about 40 where I realized that nobody else knows what they're doing either. We're all just making it up as we go along. Like, in terms of life, I mean, nobody has all the answers. But none of us really know what we're doing.
Well, and life changes the game board, right? The things that you thought you knew the answers to end up not even being relevant. They weren't the questions in the first place.
Right, they weren't even the question.
It's kind of fun.
That's
okay, that really wasn't on my bingo card, but let's figure out how we're going to deal with that.
Right.
So yeah, no, we all have those things thrown at us.
Right on. Yeah, just got to roll with the punches. Tell me real quick, what are the strip art books?
Oh,
because I saw that on your portfolio too, and I don't really know exactly what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so that's I don't think of that so much as there's that boundary between art and craft. So the strip photo books, again, are something I found online. It's been very popular in, you know, on Instagram and Pinterest. You take a digital photograph, and it's really great for like pet portraits or first anniversary pictures. You digitally stretch the photograph to the number of pages in the book. Slice the photograph, you print it, slice the photograph into half-inch strips, and then glue the strips on the edge of the pages of the book.
Okay. And then it condenses it.
And then it condenses back to, so you can see the image, but it still maintains that book quality.
Yes.
So you're still can page through the book. It's like having a painted edge on the book.
Well, that's exactly what I thought it was. But then I was like, well, how do they get printed on there? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then now that you explained it, it kind of just tripped my brain out a little bit. Now I understand it.
Yeah. So I mean, so again, the common theme there is having the patience to fold a half-inch strip of paper and glue it on the edge of every page in a book. It just takes some discipline and some patience.
That makes sense.
So, but you can take any photograph, and the ones that I've gotten the biggest kick out of are doing, you know, pet portraits. People will send me a picture of their favorite picture of their dog, or you know, I've done it for my kids' pets.
And people do have pictures of their pets.
They do.
They do.
Yes, and you do such a beautiful job with yours.
I know that. Oh, it cracks me up, man.
Yeah.
People love their dogs. And the cats.
And their cats.
But
No,
mostly
I'm
their
always
dogs.
in awe of how you capture the characteristics of the pet there in your portraits.
Yeah. The photo helps a lot if it's a good photo.
Yeah.
So it seems like that would apply to your to the strip art too. Talking about where you can find your work, you can find your work here at the Artist Gallery in the Woodlands, September through May at the First Saturday Arts Market in the Heights.
Yep.
Anywhere else where people should look?
The Bisong Art Gallery down in the Warehouse District. It's on Starrett Street. I have pieces down there with Carla Bisong.
Okay, cool.
So.
Awesome. And then if you follow on your website, JulianneMahlerArt.com, you'll be able to find stuff. Also on your Instagram, which is Julianne Mahler. Yep. And we'll put it all up here.
Thanks.
Same thing with the Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to have all that stuff. Yeah. But before we go, Julie, we have to go through the rapid fire questions.
Okay. All right. I'll try and be ready.
These are really tough ones. So, no, I'm just kidding.
Some of them are.
Some of them can be.
Yeah.
But again, this is just to remind us, just to help us get an idea of who you are behind the scenes. We found a little bit about you, but this will tell us a little more. Don't have to go into great details. Just give us a quick answer.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so the first one, everyone gets this one. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
All right. Red or blue?
Blue.
Blue, all right. There you go. Good answer for today, especially. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Okay. Forest or beach?
Beach.
Beach. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay. Plan or no plan?
Plan.
Okay. I would think so.
Yeah.
For this sort of art, I feel like you would need a plan. City block or country road?
Country road.
All right. Comedy or drama?
Comedy. I don't need any drama.
No more drama. No more drama.
Okay.
That's right. We gotta laugh. Keep that whimsy going.
Yes.
Early bird or night owl?
Probably more of an early bird.
Okay. Books or movies?
Books.
All right. I'm assuming you read the books too.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So. Do you have to read it before you carve it?
Yeah. Well, it depends.
Sorry.
Yeah, it depends on the book. A lot of them I've read already. Some of them, it's going slowly enough. I can probably read it as I'm folding it. This one was a 1967 legal text, and I did not read it.
Okay.
I
Good.
just cut that sucker up.
Not everything is a good read.
No.
All right. Long walk or long drive?
Long walk.
All right. Create with music or no music?
With music.
Okay. What are you listening to right now these days? Anything in particular?
Well, we just saw Carole King's musical "Beautiful" down at Theater Under the Stars. So listening to Carole King.
All right.
James Taylor and
can't go wrong there.
No,
Right on. All right. Trust your eye or trust your gut?
My eye.
Okay. Museum quality or street level energy?
I really like street level energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See that you're breaking the rules. You're out there folding books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now the last one. One book at a time or many at a time?
Many at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always multiple things.
Lots of
going
projects.
on. Yeah.
Okay, and I have to ask you this too, as a fellow reader, bibliophile. Do you read more than one book at a time, or you just read one all the way through?
No, I read more than one at a time.
Okay, me too.
I usually have. I mean, this is why the Kindle was a blessing.
Yes.
Because I am constantly switching between books, and now I find so I often will listen to a book while I'm folding. So I've got one book going on audio, and then I've got another book going on my Kindle, and then there's a hardcover book that's sitting on the nightstand. And so there's always.
Awesome. I love that because I'm that way too. And people, when I tell people that I'm reading multiple books a day, 5, 6, 7 books at a time, people are like, "What? How do you do that?" Well, I think it's just TikTok age. 10 minutes of this one, 10 minutes of this one. That's kind of how I roll.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for a long time.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Glad I'm not alone.
No, you're not.
All right.
So,
awesome, Julie.
you.
Well, again, we'll put your information up on the screen here so people can follow you. JulianneMahlerArt.com. Julianne Mahler is your Instagram.
Yes.
And thanks again for coming in.
Oh, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Like I said, you made it. So you got nothing to worry about, right?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Later. Peace.